I don't like how you parent the kids. I don't like how much you're gone. I don't like the way you joke around. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. Bam, and then you separate. And you say, man, because you aren't this, my marriage is now disposable. I'm just falling out of love with him. Jesus is like, what? That's not in here. Who told you falling in love? Like, this isn't a Disney movie. Who told you fall in love? I said commit. There's no fall. Come on. So listen, don't separate from your spouse emotionally. Don't separate from your spouse spiritually. Don't separate from your spouse physically because you guys have conflict. Don't do that. Nobody wakes up and decides to get divorced. Okay, that might happen occasionally, but it's usually not somebody waking up one day like, fell out of love. Well, let's go to the courthouse, kind of split the assets. What do you think? That doesn't happen. It starts slow. It starts slow. It starts because we start to separate ourselves from our spouse because either they're not good enough for us or they're not meeting an expectation or we see somebody attractive at work or whatever it is, and we start to find reasons to separate ourselves. And we need to repent of that. We need to repent of separating from our spouse because they are not our idea of perfect. I can't tell you how many times people have come into my office in marriage counseling and said, well, I don't think God would want me to stay married. I just think he would want me to be happy. There's not even a Greek word for happy. What are you talking about? God wants you to be holy. God is not okay with your affair. That's actually bad for your soul. Stop. Repent. Listen, our marriage should not be held to the expectations of what you see in a romantic comedy. 2 hours of scripted, highly made up people redoing bad versions of Shakespeare is not what marriage looks like. It's just not. And so if we expect our life is going to go like a Matthew McConaughey movie, we're going to be really disappointed. Because let's be honest, we can't do that accent. I'm from Texas and I don't even sound like, come on. We've got to readjust our expectations of what happens when we're disappointed in our marriage because we're going to be disappointed with another sinner at some point in time. I promise you it's going to happen. And so instead of separating, we need to run towards them and cling to them. So we need to repent. We need to repent of viewing our marriages as disposable. We need to repent of viewing our marriages as this relationship that exists to make us happy. We need to repent of treating our marriages like they're transactional. Well, if you do this, then I'll do that. And if you don't do this, then I won't do that. Nowhere in there do we see a picture of a biblical marriage looking like any of those things. What we see a picture of a biblical marriage looking like is two people who are repenting from what they do to hurt the other party.